Welcome, 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 everybody. This is our very first actual live YouTube. So don't judge us. You know how it is with live and technical difficulties and getting in the swing of things. So we have guests popping in because my mom happened to post it on Facebook too. So who knows who's gonna come in with their opinions. But let me first introduce my co-host, Rhonda Frost, my mama. Hey, say hey, Mom.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
I'm Shanae Hall, of course. And we have David Butler and one of my favorite people, Josh, here today to discuss a couple of things. First topic on the ballot today is if your current partner had slept with your best friend 5 or 10 years ago or longer, would you want to know? And if, regardless of what your answer is, would you want to know yes or no? So we'll start with David, since he's the newcomer to the team. He said he'd been beat up in relationships, so he got some information to share. So I'm going ahead and let's see how he does this. Would you want to know your current relationship, right? Things are going well. She's wonderful. You love her. She loves you. Your best friend or your friend slept with your wife, your girl, you slept with your girl, whatever she is, years ago. Would you want to know?
From her or from him?
Either one. Would you want somebody to tell you?
Yeah, I want to know. Without a doubt. I mean, because that's a brother code. Like, we don't mess with, if once she mess with somebody, that we don't mess with her no more. So like, I don't know. He should have told me before I even started talking to her and stuff, because I wouldn't have dealt with her now.
Well, that's the whole point. He didn't want to mess up he could see y'all had a vibe, it was a connection. He might only had a one-time kind of situation. They dated 3-4 months and it's over. That was 10 years ago.
Y'all limit. That's just what guys do, what real dudes do. I mean, and he one of my friends, like best friends, or he just a dude that I know?
He's a good friend.
Your best friend.
Oh, no. I don't get down like that. Me and my friends, we don't tumble like that. So it's like, nah, she wouldn't be with me. And I would want to know. To answer your question, I would want to know. Because that would change the whole dynamic of our relationship.
See, that's why he shouldn't tell you. Josh, would you want to know?
So you sitting up there saying that's why you shouldn't tell nobody, but shit, sometimes people might have that itch again. You never know.
Right.
So real talk, why you playing with that now? Because we are human beings. And you never know, and people be on some shady stuff. Somebody might be looking at your significant other sideways, and then you trying to figure out what's going on and why the vibe feel like that. And the minute you go out of town or something else pop off, even though y'all could be in this great space and y'all could be vibing the way you was vibing, you never know.
See,
somebody might go left.
See, Josh, but that's creating a story that could happen regardless if they slept together or not. If your wife or girlfriend
knowledge is powerful. You know what I'm saying? So if something happened, I don't think it necessarily hurts anything by being in the know. Just by knowing and understanding, you know what I'm saying? Like that's something that, that type of transparency is important. Like, you don't need to know details, you feel me? But to be in the room with folks,
right? Oh yes.
Knowing that they done touched on your shoulder,
yes,
and then she know it, but then them two keeping it a secret, like that ain't player, and then that's supposed to be my partner,
right?
You feel me? Like somebody ain't gonna say nothing now.
So no, you looking stupid. You look stupid. You look stupid when you're around them, because like they got a secret that that you ain't privy to. And if she supposed to be my girl, she should have said something, or my man should have said something to me before. Yeah, no, I'm looking retarded. Because if it was the other way around, she would want to know.
I don't know. I can't say that though. I don't agree with that. Like if me and my girl, we kicking it and I'm with whoever and we're together and this is a great relationship and she sees like, dang, I've never seen Shanae this happy before. I don't even want to put nothing in her mind that would make her think that we would go there again. It was a one-time thing 10 years ago. I don't want to know, because as soon as you tell me, then I'm doing what y'all doing. I'm forming this whole storyline that might not even exist. And now I'm never going to trust them the same way.
That ain't necessarily true, Queen. That ain't necessarily true, Queen. People can, but at the same time, man, I just think it's important to know what people have been on at some point in time in their life. I don't think there's no harm, no foul in just having the information to at least be able to like know where you're at with a person, man. But to have somebody just be on some slick stuff and don't nobody want to talk or share nothing, I don't think that's necessarily right, especially when you built the type of foundation that you built with your person. Like y'all should be talking and communicating things like that, because those things are definitely important, because that's within the circle. Right. So just imagine if y'all kicking it and you going out and that person is kicking it with y'all over and over again, night after, you know what I'm saying? Like multiple times during the month. Yeah, I'm gonna want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like at least let me, you feel me? Like we're gonna have to cut back on some of them or something. Like just tell me something, man. We got to know. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
So would you be offended though? Would you be like, nah, I'm cool? Because David just said, I'm good. Once I find out, I'm cool. So then that makes people not want to tell you the whole truth. Now, if your position is, as long as I know, and it was, 2002 when y'all kicked it, we're in 2021. I'm not going to hold that against you. Then that might be a different conversation.
I feel you, but just like David said too, like we having them conversations at the beginning.
Right.
Because that, to be honest with you, that does go against, you know what I'm saying, the code in a sense. And I understand, like, okay, that might have been a one-off, or it may have happened 10 years ago, but it still don't matter. Like for me, I don't want to touch on nothing that I know my partner done touched on. You feel me? Like somebody that I'm finna, you know what I'm saying, start a relationship with or really be in something serious with. Like, because people aren't gonna always be honest, and then you never really know. So like shit, it's all respect. It ain't nothing but love, but I'm gonna move different when it comes to that.
Right. Exactly.
So David, you mentioned that if you found out and say you were married, you said it's a wrap. So are you telling me if you're in love with somebody, the relationship is amazing, you guys have invested in a home and you may have children, you may not, but all of that you've established that is beautiful and good, once you find out 20 years ago or 15 years ago she slept with your boy and y'all didn't know that y'all was going to be together, you're gonna divorce her and end that?
But you know what? I think it go back to. I'm gonna ask you a question, but I think about this. This is how men think. Okay, so if she has a secret, that's what it is. It's a secret that she has brought into our relationship that she could have told me about. Because I think that one thing about women want honesty, they want consistency, and they want communication. So those are not all the things that women want. But for communication, you're talking about, why won't you just tell me? I think that it's better for you to tell me and let me make that decision than to take me down a road of 20, 15 years or whatever the case may be. And then, because that's a lie of omission. Okay, that's not lying. That's just a lie of omission. So, because I'm not gonna say nothing, it's just like you lied by you not telling me at all. Because I think transparency, if you talk about transparency in relationships, then you try to tell everything you can so that person has the educated intelligence or decision to say, look, I want to go forward with whoever this is, or I don't want to go forward. But you taking it away from me because you say, well, David will get mad or Josh will get mad or whatever. But know what? Let me get mad so that I can get over it, or you can tell me what's the gist of what that relationship was. So I'll say, okay, y'all just one time, okay, cool. I can deal with it. I'll probably be a little saucy or whatever. But you don't not tell me at all. When you hide it, you almost make me think that shit, y'all probably had some more than just that one time, or it might have been something a little deeper. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it may cause me to say, you know what? This relationship was built on what? It was built on a lie. Even though it was a lie that she didn't tell me, it was a lie of omission that she didn't say something because you let me go thinking that, okay, that my boy Josh was just my boy and me, we good friends. Just little I know that y'all both did something a long time ago. Why you just didn't tell me and let me make a decision if I wanted to marry her? You see what I'm saying?
So how do we broach that in the beginning of a relationship? Do we say, hey, tell me who all you've slept with? Tell me if anyone that you think I might know that you've ever slept. I mean, how do you really do that? How do you do that?
That's easy, Queen. That's easy. First of all, because the initial question is, would you be mad if your significant other was dealing with your best friend or somebody that's close to you? So you mean to tell me your homegirls ain't gonna meet your guy within the first couple of months if you really rocking with them? There's no way y'all gonna go years without your homegirls or your close ones meeting the guy that you're dealing with. And that's the same thing for us. Like the woman that we choose, you feel me? Like she's gonna meet people that are in our lives, in our circle. That's just natural thing to do. And if that's the case, then let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like we, at this point, yeah, we grown. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, man, I'm just gonna ditch a whole situation. But let's communicate that and let's get an understanding across the board before we make them type of decisions. So that's why, you know, like what David was saying with the transparency piece and being able to communicate that, because on the flip side, you know, women be wanting to know their fair share of things too. And you process how you process. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you necessarily will dump the guy or leave the guy alone, but that at least puts you in the mindset of, I'm making this choice to move forward because that's what I'm choosing to do, versus some slick stuff going on and you not know about it. Now you're gonna feel away because that breaks that cracks the foundation. Right. Exactly. The foundation is important. That's all we asking.
Right, exactly.
Mom. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I actually had something similar like this happen, and that's why I know when I say I wouldn't trip, it came out organically. A girlfriend of mine, who's one of my best friends in the world, had been seeing this guy for a long time, and he's a celebrity or whatever you want to call it. And she was like, so we're talking, and I was like, yeah, so and so and so and so, and she says, oh yeah, girl, she said we kicked it a long time ago. I was like, for real? Like, what you mean? She was like, yeah, we flew me out to such and such and such and such. Great time. Da, da, da. I was like, was it good? She was like, yeah. I was like, all right. We laughed about it, got dressed and went to the club. Like,
and you didn't think no more about it after that. That's what you're saying. You didn't think no more about it.
Nothing. We didn't have no conversations.
Did you ask him up? Did you talk to him about it?
No, it wasn't. What's the point? It was before I knew him, and really even before I knew her. What we gonna talk about? But see, the question was that we were friends. That me and Josh are friends. If I didn't know him, but I know her now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, I know her now. When they were together, I didn't know them. This was many years ago. That's what I said.
And that's different. So think about it. If I'm kicking it with a chick, and my boy, that me and him ain't even friends. Me and Josh ain't even friends. Right. And he kicking it with this chick, and then all of a sudden, me and him become boys, and then
10 years later.
Then all of a sudden I'm with her. Okay, so it don't matter because I didn't even know who he was. So
the question is that you need to tell. The question still remains is what you want to know.
Yeah, because you
have to be like, hey, I slept with old girl.
Yeah, but I think that I will, because if he my boy, he will say, like when I introduce her to, I say, hey man, I'm dating this chick or whatever. So okay, well, who she is? And she come over to the crib, he over there, and he said, hey man, I need to talk to you. And if he don't say that the first time he see her, then I'm gonna say there's something wrong with that, because why did he come out and say, if it ain't nothing, like you said, if it ain't nothing, Josh should say, hey man, back 10 years ago, man, me and her got together. I'm like, oh, okay, that before I even know who Josh was, before I knew who she was, and I keep it pushing. But if they go and he don't say nothing, I'm gonna be like, okay, why didn't he say nothing? If it wasn't nothing 10 years before or before I knew him, why wouldn't he tell me? Well, why wouldn't he tell me?
Because nothing is nothing. If it's nothing, then it's nothing. Why are we talking about something?
But Josh just told you it was about the foundation. If the foundation ain't built, Shanae, okay, so why not? If it ain't nothing, why not just say it? Just say it wasn't nothing. And keep it moving.
It's not so much that it is something and that they're hiding a secret. It's just that it's like, wow, this happened 10 years ago. They seem really happy. Is it even necessary to bring this to their attention? It's not mean-spirited. It's just, is it necessary? Shanae said, if it ain't nothing, it ain't nothing. Why bring it up? But and I guess that's why we're having this conversation, because there's no doubt in my mind there are people that have had this experience, and it's been raised I've had this conversation recently with someone, and so it's all over the place about how people feel. Some people say, well, it was 10 years ago. Why should it impact me now? And other people feel like you guys do, like it's a secret that could crack the whole foundation of a relationship, even though it's old news.
Okay, so Ron, let me ask you one question, Josh. Well, what if it was, instead of 10 years, what if it was this time last year? Would it matter, the time, would it matter? Would that matter then? If it was
for me, like I said, one thing that's very important to me is transparency and just being open. Because the other part that we don't talk about too much is the fact that people are still human. And there's been plenty of times, man, I done seen it myself. I ain't gonna say within me personally, you see a person's energy change when they see somebody they done dealt with.
Right.
Exactly.
So if they done had a great experience, you like, bro, what y'all on? You feel me? Right. Or if they done had some BS, guess what people normally do? Hey, David, that's who you fool with? Hey, bro, let me tell you about it. Let me just give you a heads up. Right. If I'm your partner, let me just give you a heads up. You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna sit up there and sugarcoat nothing, but I just think it's interesting that when it was good and it was fire, people want to keep it to themselves. But when it's some BS, now everybody want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's the part y'all laughing at, but y'all be the one talking about, girl, like, girl, you put that hand right here, you like, goodness. I wasn't expecting to see, y'all dealing with each other? Oh, okay. Nah, we ain't doing none of that.
That's funny as hell.
Because I always, like, I don't put nothing past people. You catch a person at the right time on the right day, anybody will go. There's too many horror stories out here with people taking advantage of other people in their situations and all that. You just never know. I just want to know who I'm dealing with. Let's keep it a buck. That don't mean you got to go into detail. I don't need none of that. But just let me know we in the building, we in a room full of people. And you mean it, so let me ask you something, Shanae. Let me ask your mama something. If you know you dealing with a guy, you in a room full of females, and about 10 of them done being with your guy, you ain't gonna feel away? You gonna think that's 100? Or you gonna be like, damn, what kind of man am I dealing with?
Okay, so look, I'm gonna tell you this. Another situation, me and him had never like kicked it like that, but we were dating, if you like, you know what I'm saying? We never had sex, nothing, but we're dating. And we're out at this comedy show. And he does that approach, right? So this chick walked in, he was like, oh, just so you know, I fuck. Oh, okay, cool.
He said what? He said what?
So about 5 minutes later, another chick walked in, he was like, oh, yeah, I fucked her too. You like, oh, okay, all right, cool. Then we go out to the bar and he's hugging the bartender. He's like, oh, I fucked her sister. And I'm like, nigga, it's okay. Okay. So I actually, in that situation, probably wouldn't have wanted to know the girls that were just walking in. Now, the bartender, the reason is, like you said, the energy changed. I was like, dude, that seems so off right there. And it made me uncomfortable. So for him to say, yeah, I slept with her, I appreciated that. But the girls are just walking in the door, sitting in row 77 and up in the balcony, everybody to come in, her, I didn't need to know that. Like, I didn't need to know that. And it changed the way I looked at him before I even gave him the opportunity to really show me his personality. He was already cut off. Like, we finished the date.
So he did you a favor, Shanae, but on the flip side, right? Because I know we talking about the friends. So just think about how you felt in that instance where somebody was being honest and transparent. It gave you the chance to be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna slide from this situation, right? Mm-hmm. So the same energy applies if you know for a fact, you know what I'm saying, that could be somebody close to you. You just, like you said, he volunteered, but at least he volunteered and put you in position where you said, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, or I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z. That's your choice.
But don't
it's just the power of your choice.
Timing thing, like that's a timing thing. You don't.
I respect that too. I don't want to be out. You know what I'm saying, and shout it, just calling out different. You know what I'm saying, sausages she done hopped on. You feel me? Like I don't want to be on that type of time. But guess what? If we do get to go somewhere and we can have a conversation, you know what I mean, and it's worth something, then cool. I don't need to know any and everything. But because again, the topic was if it's your best friend or your partner, then yeah. But if it's some random brother, I don't know, Holmes, man, keep that to yourself. Long as it ain't no extra energy. Long as it ain't no extra. Just like how you said, the bartender and you looking like, bro, y'all straight? Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all good? Yeah, then it's like, you know what I'm saying? We got to talk about that.
Okay, I agree, Mom. You want to chime in?
This is just really fascinating. So how do we, in the beginning of the relationship, is that the time where we ask those questions? And is it even necessary to say how many people you slept with? Do you think I know any of them? Is that a necessary thing at the beginning? Like in what, date number 2 or 3, do we start asking about your partners? Because for me, I don't know that that's something I need to divulge to you when it's in my past.
So
you guys
here's where I'm coming from. Here's where I'm coming from, Mama. I'm coming from the standpoint of me knowing how your mind works. I don't necessarily got to know numbers and all that. If you want to share, then cool. Like, I'm not going to be the type of person that if you share something, I'm going to be like, nah, I'm good. Because we grown, you know what I'm saying? But just be 100. And then if somebody want to ask me, then don't judge me based off of what you hear. Because you ask, I'm going to tell it. I ain't tripping, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to do it with some, with respectively. I'm not, I ain't tripping. That's what transparency is about.
David,
it's just good to know because again, you know where you at with somebody. It's bigger than the fact of you trying to get into their business. It's about you really understanding who your partner is. That's how I'm looking at it. I just want to know who my partner is. You gonna shoot it to me straight? Are you gonna shoot it to me straight, or you gonna be on some BS? Because if you're the type of person that's gonna be on the BS, then I'm gonna be looking at you sideways, because you know what I'm saying? Like, if we trying to get to know each other, when something really jump out, now I can't trust you because you can't even keep it a buck.
I think that for me, because at the first couple of times you talking to people, meeting people, whatever, you don't know if you're gonna really be with that person. So like, I'm not about to divulge. If this is a lady that I've just met, and she's just somebody I'm just trying to, we start a relationship, start a conversation or whatever. I ain't about to tell her all that inside information, because we might talk 2 times and we don't talk no more. I mean, it's 20 to 1 out here in the A. So I run into too many women to be telling them all my ins and outs and stuff right now. Like, I'm not doing that until we get into, like we talking about a couple of months in, and then, then we'll start having those conversations. And if I think it's gonna be serious, but at the beginning, first 2, 3, 4 times we together, we just talking about general stuff. We talking about what likes, not likes, your future, what plans are, that type of stuff. Because we at a certain age, you know that everybody has had a history. So it ain't like I'm running into no virgins out here. I'm sure I'm not. So you're not running into nobody that ain't been with somebody. So you can't say, well, she ain't been with nobody. Of course she ain't been with somebody. So like, you can't be thinking that, well, that's gonna be that's a deal breaker. That ain't a deal breaker. I mean, everybody had a history. So that's not gonna be something that I'm talking about at the beginning. We waiting to talk about that when I finally make a decision that we're gonna turn the corner and we're gonna start trying to build on something.
And does that decision sound like, hey, how many people have you slept with? I mean, how do you approach that topic anyway? What do you say to someone?
I've never dated anybody that I've asked them, because you know what? I'm just from my male perspective. I don't know what Josh, how you feel, but like, I don't want to know. Like, I don't want no woman to tell me no crazy number that's up there in the triple digits. That's going, like, what? Like, I don't want to know that. Like, right. You know what? Sometimes they say if you ask a question, then you just go expect to get an answer that you may not have wanted. So you know what? I don't want a woman to tell me she been with 100 and something. I don't want to hear that, because that's gonna change. That's gonna really change my brain. And I don't think a man wants to know. Like, he wanted that to be a mystery. Like, keep that a mystery as long as till you go to your grave. Don't tell me you've been with like Will Chamberlain, like 2,000-3,000 something. I'm not gonna deal with you, and I'm gonna have a different attitude. You might be a good woman, but I don't want to know that. And so I rather I don't want to talk about that, not no numbers, because that's gonna make me think like, okay, gosh, she been out there with that many dudes and stuff. Like what am I then? If she been with that many dudes, so I'm not that dude that asking questions about numbers.
Fascinating. Okay. Well, that's a whole different take. But if she meets your best friend and they had a history in the past, you damn sure want to know that. Huh?
I just want, yeah. I mean, but I guess my thing is like, what's the, like Josh said, if you're trying to build something, why don't you just tell me? If it ain't nothing between you and my man, why you just don't tell me? If it ain't nothing, tell me. And so like Shanae just said, I'm gonna go with me and Josh gonna hang out. It ain't gonna be no thing. But if you don't tell me, then I'm thinking, okay, what, y'all kicking it, or like, why'd y'all hide it? Why not just come clean with it? Why not come clean?
I mean, I'll just say this. My thing is, there's a difference between hiding it and it not being relevant. So to me, unless it's like direct impact, with your best friend and he's always around, that may be something, where it's a direct impact and that's a conversation. But if we're going out and we're hanging out and you don't see my friend, like the example with my girlfriend, he's not seeing her. I never, brought this particular girl around him. We would go out. I've met his mom. I met his sister. We've hung out. We've been, all the different strip clubs. She was never around. And then when I brought his name up, she was like, yeah. And it wasn't even. So
was she your best friend? Shanae, was she your best?
Yeah, I'm talking about like wedding, like kids, like every event, like best friend person that I celebrated, everything with. But it didn't even cause a flicker. It was like, for real? Like I said, I was like, was it good? How many times?
I'm definitely not asking that.
Okay, cool.
But I don't think that me and Josh ever be that type. I want to know if he had a good time with the chick I'm with now. Like, I don't want to know that. Like,
I mean, again, that's what I said. That's why we're having a conversation.
Okay, but Josh, you say it. Would you want to know that even though like I have been with your girl, but then it was good. Like I'm not gonna tell him that. He might beat me up or something. Just I ain't about to tell him all that. I might say, yeah, I've been with her, but I'm not gonna go into the detail. Like, man, it was good. Like,
first of all, I don't know no men that's gonna ask no lame ass questions like that.
Exactly.
Now, there's some out here.
That's lame. That is. That's true.
But I don't know.
I was like, was it good back then? It's great now. Was it
really
good
then? No, you're not gonna do that. But what I will say is this, and I'm gonna stand on this. Me personally, I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, who you're gonna have surface level conversations with. That's not who and what we talk about. But for somebody you building with, I want you to shoot it to me straight. Give me your deepest, darkest. I'm gonna give you mine, because I think it's only right and it's fair. We trying to build this foundation together. Information is relevant, no matter what it is, no matter how big, no matter how small. I need to know your traumas. I need to know how you think. I need to know why you did what you did. And I'm not gonna judge you because I got shit on my plate too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why for me,
the key, Josh. That's the key. What you said right there, that's everything. Women and men want to know that no matter what I tell you, you're not going to judge me, and you're not going to deteriorate or diminish our relationship or our value because I told you the truth. So that's the big thing. I'll tell you anything if I know that you're not going to look at me different because I told you my truth. You know what I'm saying?
And let me tell you something. I went out to lunch today with this lady I just met today, and she been married twice. I've been married twice, and I said, you know what? Sometimes I go out with women, and they'll be judging like, oh, why you been married twice? What did you do wrong? Like, you judging me off of, I'm telling you some information I didn't have to tell you, but you're judging me off of when I was married 20 years ago. So that the 20-year-old David Butler is not the 53-year-old David Butler. So you're judging me off of something or someone that is not even here right now. And then you're judging me off, you don't even know the whole meat and potatoes of this thing. And so now, why did I even tell you? That's the first thing I say, why did I even tell you that? Because now I could have lied and said I ain't got no kids and I haven't been married. And then you'd have judged me off of that. You'd be like, well, why you ain't married yet? Why you ain't got no kids? So it's like, you can't win or lose regardless of whatever way you come. But I guess my thing is, I want to just tell you, and know what? If you want me, fine. I'm not no ugly dude. I'm not no dum-dum, but I'm not begging for nobody to be with me and stuff. So it's like, if you don't want to be with me, boom, I got 19 more to go with it in Atlanta and stuff. So it's not like I'm not sitting up here tripping out.
I hate, just so you know, David, I hate that. Just even what you
but I'm not saying it in a derogatory way. I'm just saying, like, I'm not like, I'm not no sit up here wait on type of chick on chicks all the time. I don't have to do that. And I know the women that they don't have to do that either. Some women don't. And so I'm just not gonna sit up here and like I'm gonna have to explain my past to somebody. But you judging me based off of something you don't even know nothing about. Some women try to judge you. You've been married twice. Or you got 3 kids, 4 kids. Okay, so what? That I mean, if you're 53 years old and you ain't got kids and you ain't been married once, like that's rare.
That's a red flag.
Rare. Huh?
That's a red flag.
Yeah, that's exactly like why haven't you been married one time? You have no kids and been married one time?
Right.
Like, come on.
Right.
Right. What's up, Tina Shaw?
Y'all are so lovely. I got a level of 0 F's given. I'm gonna speak my piece because I own my truth. So I feel like no matter what, can't nobody judge me. I don't be tripping out what people think. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I understand, David. I respect what you were saying as well. Don't get me wrong. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I do understand that part. And there are people that are like, man, I don't want to open up because I don't want people looking at me or feeling this way or in that way. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
For me, though, I ain't tripping on what nobody got to say because I know too much. And what I mean by that is just the understanding of human beings and the understanding that everybody got something that they got going on and they come from something.
Right, exactly. But I think that's a conversation you got to have though, Rhonda. Look, think about it. The lady just asked me while I was on the phone, she said, do you have some issue about you? I said, yeah, everybody got some shit about you. She said, well, what is your shit? And I told her, and then she said, okay, she can either deal with my shit or she cannot deal with the shit that I do. I mean, I'm talking about like, I may have a pet peeve. I'm ex-military, so I'm a little different than most people. I tell her what my shit is and she tell me what her shit is. And then we decide, okay, I can deal with that. Let's put that on the shelf, move on to the next thing. And we just keep moving. As you build a relationship, you just start discovering stuff about people, things that you like, things you like, oh, I can deal with that. Maybe I can't deal with that. At 53 years old, I'm not trying to please nobody. Shit, I ain't done that already. And so like, I'm not really gonna sit here and worry about what you think about me, because at the end of the day, it's what I think about myself. And I got some self-respect about myself. I'm not gonna let you judge me and just based off what I'm telling you, because you don't know the circumstances that came about through things that I did, either marriage, divorce, the whole 9 years. You know?
Absolutely, I get that.
Well, I want to go ahead, Mom.
No, go ahead.
So I want to transition topics real quick, and since we're talking about, you know, there's bro codes and girl codes and things that we should know. So if in a situation that just recently happened with Portia and Simon and the whole housewives thing, where there was a friend that introduced another friend to her husband. This is my husband. And now that couple is getting a divorce and Portia is now wearing the ring of the person that she was introduced to, her friend's husband. Mm-hmm. Is there boundaries when it comes to that? Like if Josh and I are married and we go and we meet David, we say, he says, hey, David, this is my wife, Shanae. Once I'm introduced to you as his wife, does that automatically put up a fence around how you interact with me? Or do men just not care and say, well, or vice versa? Because I know how women move, or how she was moving, but is that the same for men? Do you guys say, that's Josh's wife, I don't know that dude like that, but she's automatically off limits? Or that's Josh's girl, so that's automatically off limits? Or does it not work like that? Is it like, shit, me and Shanae had this cool vibe, the energy was flowing, stop running around here bitching and tighten up your game? You know what I'm saying? How do you guys deal with that?
But tell her, Josh, tell her what's up, because I'm probably gonna be on the same tip you on.
Man, listen. First of all, and I got partners. You feel me? And I got partners that I'm cool with day white. But I'm gonna tell you this: like, I'm never gonna reach out to their old lady. You know what I'm saying? Or do nothing outside the box. I'm gonna always reach out to my partner. Now, if it's a situation I'm trying to do a surprise or something that's obvious like that, then, you know what I'm saying, I'll communicate, you know what I mean? And then I'll make sure that afterwards, because I don't want anybody feeling uncomfortable. You still got to understand that's somebody's significant other. Like, ain't nobody ever not had a thought come in their mind and leave that quick. Because we human. Like, it's not realistic to think that people are just so trusting. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna side eye something every now and then, and that's cool. But I'm never gonna cross that type of boundary. And if there is an introduction, you know what I'm saying, it still has to be done within bounds. Like, because at any given time, like how you were just saying, well, it's just free game. Who in the hell want to have free game with your wife or your husband? That don't even sound right. Like, why did we even get married if it's gonna be some free game type vibe? Unless we on that type of time. Now, we on that type of time where we like to have a little additional fun on the side or do whatever, and that's between us. If that is an understanding, then I'm all for it. But other than that, no, we not finna be on that. No.
So what if they got a divorce, or they filed for divorce, or they're separated? Is it open season?
Mom, you're changing topics. That wasn't
right.
topic.
Yeah, you changing.
You can't even do that.
Mama, to answer your question, because we ain't gonna leave you hanging. It is not open season for any of that, because let me say this, Mom. If David and his old lady get a divorce, right? And then I wait until they divorced, and I'm like, and then I shoot my shot. David gonna look at me sideways, because he gonna be like, bro, what you was on while I was married to my wife?
Right, exactly.
Like, real talk. No.
Now, I honestly, I think that because and in addition to what you saying, I'm definitely on point. Like, once he marry her, like, they could be divorced 20, 30. She considered she off limits. Like, she invisible.
But what if this is not your friend? This is not your friend. You don't know, just like you don't know Josh right now. But but Josh says, David, this is my wife. And we indirectly see each other once a week, or, you know, whatever, at these little functions, because y'all work in the same place or whatever, hypothetically. Is there boundaries set around that because he introduced you as his wife?
Listen, I done met David. Look, David, I know we ain't partners. I ain't got your number, nothing. But since I done met you on this call, I'm not going to sit up there and sidestep anything you done jumped on or whatever. That's just me.
Right.
That's just me.
Right.
Like,
I think that's a respect thing too. I think it's a respect.
Because I don't do that. I don't do that. And I just told somebody this the other day. Even if I don't F with somebody, I'm still not gonna jump down on one of your main pieces. Right. I'm not gonna do that. Right. Now, if it's something that belongs to the city, then that's a different conversation.
Yeah, but it's not your main piece.
It belongs to the city.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much.
But I think that like, even with that, like, and I guess that's another topic for another time or whatever. But definitely, that woman is off limits. I got partners now. My ex-military partners, of course, divorce is high in the military, and I got partners that have gotten divorced from their wives, and I've seen them. And shit, the women are invisible to me. I mean, they speak, I speak, but if not, I'm not saying nothing. I keep it moving, and they might be fine and pretty, but I've never, like, they don't exist no more to me. I mean, because I still think that's my partner's ex-wife. That's how we think, and I think it's an unspoken thing with dudes that are not lame, so to speak. The dudes that real dudes just know that, okay, that's his chick. Yeah, man, they ain't together no more. I see her. Okay, I saw a girl. Yeah, she looking good, but I ain't trying to get with her. Like, she off limits to me.
Tina, can you hear me? Put your mic on so I can hear you.
You got to unmute.
She got to. Let me see. If you can answer this, then answer. Okay. So
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So
okay.
Tina, if you meet a chick out and you know y'all cordial, but you're not friends. It ain't like you and Shanae. It ain't like, you know, you and Rhonda, ain't like you really know this shit. And she out with her dude, even though it's her husband, and y'all catch a sick vibe, like something you ain't never felt before, and he at you. Are you giving him a shot? If he like, dude, I'm not happy at home, I'm filing for divorce, are you giving him a shot?
Nah, you already know how I think anyway. I'm always thinking somebody gaming. It's always a motive. So now I know I'm not falling for it. I mean, it'd probably be, and just for the fact that we all was in the same room, I would just feel like, dang, I don't want that done to me. And that's how he gonna move with me.
So you think Portia shady then? You think Portia in the wrong?
Okay, I think it's dead ass wrong. I think it's definitely I mean, that's just my opinion. To each is his own. or hers. You know, that's her life. But shit, she on reality TV, so dang it, you put it out there to be judged.
Right, right.
So
Right.
what if Portia done slid off with somebody else? Is what y'all saying?
So Portia was introduced to this dude named Simon, who was this young lady's husband on the show. And she said, you know, I'm Miss so-and-so. This is my husband. She's like, all right, cool. Nice to meet you. Woo, woo, woo. She now is engaged to this lady's husband, and they're not even divorced yet. He filed for a divorce a month ago, talking about we've been dating for a month. We're crazy in love. So it's like as soon as they met, they had this chemistry, and now he left his wife to go be with Portia, engaged the whole nine, and they like, we in love, so chalk it to the game. We dismissing all negativity. It's about us. It's about our love.
Hey, you know what? You know what's so crazy, man? If people can dismiss somebody else that quickly, that's what I got an issue with. Because if your marriage wasn't working out or whatever, then you should have exited stage right. But you ain't get yourself, you moving on like that. You already getting ready to be married because y'all in love the way you say. Now that doesn't mean that people can't fall. But that just seemed real shady to me. You feel me? Like, don't, and moving like that, and whatever his motive is, you know what I'm saying? I just think he just, I don't know, man. Cause that to me just don't sit right, period. And they too old for that type of vibe.
And he's 65, so he damn sure too old.
He's 65?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's for the,
So he got a whole
bread.
mission.
He got
He
bread.
on a whole mission.
Oh yeah, like private jetting it bread. Like,
but so that's what I'm saying.
Yo.
But that's just like, and I knew I wasn't tripping. I just seen what's her name? Delicious, right?
mm-hmm.
And I seen her husband, no judgment. You feel me? None at all. But like, come on, man. Like y'all already know what type of time it is. Portia got to be ashamed of herself, man. She trying to wait that thing up, man. That's all she trying to do. Come on, man.
65, Josh, not 65. He got a whole 20 years left. There ain't no wait out.
That ain't no wait out. Are you kidding me? I'm not dating someone my mother's age. Get the F out of here. What are we talking about, man?
Exactly.
Now I might take something down my mama age, but I ain't gonna date nobody my mama age.
Not take someone down. Oh,
Let me
Josh, you a whole hot mess.
I might be a hot mess, but I'm gonna keep it funky, man. Here, y'all talking about, hey, it's some cold-blooded 60-year-olds out here.
Oh yeah,
man.
true.
I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some beautiful women out here, man, that are seasoned.
So why would you take them down and not have a relationship?
Right. Why would you? Why are
you herbs on them? Go ahead. Why ain't you doing more than just taking them down?
Ain't no herb. Listen, that don't mean I wouldn't be open to it, but I know for me, nah, this ain't that. Cause if I want to go be on some other shit, you feel me? Like, no, this ain't that.
How old are you, John?
I'm 38. I want to be on some other. You feel me? And when you at 65, you ain't 60, 65, you ain't gonna be on, nah, I don't want to do it. Okay, cool. Like, you don't want to do that? Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling you, you feel me?
Yeah, man. Mom, what about you?
Huh?
So what about you? So you meet, and it's not your friend, but you meet a man, and he's married, and he has, his wife introduce you to, you guys are co-workers, whatever the scenario is, and you guys catch a vibe that's out of this world, and he says, I'm leaving my wife, I just want to be with you. He files for divorce. 3 weeks later, he's engaged to you. Are you down? Would you be open to that if it's the chemistry is just there and you know that this is the person, like, this is my soulmate? Would you be open to it?
Today, no. But truth be told, I've already admitted that I've been down that road before with quote unquote being with somebody else's husband, and that it's just never a good. It's never good karma. It's never a good vibe. Exactly. That doesn't work for me now. Once you know better, you do better. So no, I mean, there should be some boundaries and some respect and what have you. But people find love and connection in all sorts of ways. And if that's what was meant for her and her dude, then it's gonna work out. And if it's not, it's not. But
Josh shaking his head. You in full disagreement?
Hey, do y'all
sounded-
know, right? Let me tell y'all something, right? And just from a psychological issue, you know why people date super young or they date super like older, you know what I'm saying, for like control reasons or some other underlying stuff, man. Like people got motive and agenda, bro. Like you mean to tell me you can't find nobody that's dope as hell, they got a bag that's at your age and on your level?
right.
Why even at the age that she's at and everybody grown, but I don't like, no, man, like that ain't the vibe. You feel me? Like even like how would y'all feel if I start messing around with some 19, 20-year-old little college thing? Y'all gonna be like, bro, you lame as hell for that. You know what I'm saying?
Guys do it.
The highest power.
I didn't say that guys don't, but obviously if I'm doing it, that means I'm trying to control this little thing. You feel me? Like I'm gonna do whatever I want, however I want, this, that, the third. Then if I jump up and date somebody 15, 20 years older than me, I'm definitely trying to get over.
Right.
Like, yeah, I can catch a vibe with you, queen, but what I look like? You know what I'm saying? Like you can have fun and do some shit, and this ain't no disrespect to any woman that's, listen, your mother's beautiful. You feel me? Like there's no disrespect. But it's no way at 38, I'm finna be sitting up here messing around with somebody 60, man. They gonna be looking at me like, bro, we know you got some shit going on. You know what I'm saying? We know you got something going on, bro. Like that ain't the vibe. No.
Right.
So what do you say, Josh, to the men who, I mean, certainly you know a lot of men, and men are notorious for that same thing. Do you speak out on it like you're speaking on it now?
I done told boys before, but a lot of times they ain't having these conversations around me. You know what I'm saying? And then I done been on the other end of it. You feel me? We ain't gonna say that on this call, but I know people that have done that, you know what I mean, and gone through that whole whatever. And I'm like, bro, like, you a grown ass woman, man. What you doing? What you on? You dating some young kid, you feel me? Like, and then you trying to really make it seem like y'all finna work? Cut it out.
Right. Exactly.
Cut it out, man.
That
ain't nothing but control, man. And then for women to be real with you, when they date young like that, you feel me? Like they trying to take care of them because there's that need. They feel wanted. That's why they treat them like they act like they damn mama.
I
know what I'm saying? Like,
I think Madonna is 60 something and she's dating some 28-year-old brother right now.
Cut it out. He know what he doing. Look, real talk, just like Corey know what he doing. And that's the homie. He from the South Side. Cut it out. Corey from Atlanta. He messing around with the Kardashians' mama. Cut it out. I salute Corey because you know what I'm saying.
Put everybody out there.
That my partner, man. Ain't no disrespect. Like it's just game, peeping game, and some people they want that type of time and vibe. And cool. I'm not here to knock you. I'm not here to knock you.
Right. You know, I've dated somebody 20 years younger than me, and I realized that when I was dating her, that she had a hidden agenda. She had another agenda that was totally different from like any woman I had ever been around. And so being with somebody that young, like my son is almost 2 years younger than her. And so I had to start thinking like how my son was gonna look at this when I brought this young lady around him. And you know, and so and it just, the more that we talked, the more I started seeing that she wanted things. She wanted, like, I'm old, okay? So she wanted some things. She wanted the car, the house.
Pay them bills, my boy. Go ahead, be that sugar daddy, man.
And so I'm in a house by myself. I'm empty nester right now. And so I don't have the bills and stuff. So I don't want, like she had 2 kids. She wanted another child. She wanted a car, a house up in Alpharetta for $750,000. Why am I going getting all that debt and all that debt? I mean, kids and everything else. And I've just gotten rid of my son. So now I'm by myself. I'm about to start all over with her kids and then add another baby.
Wait, well, hold on. I'm gonna have to stop you there because you telling me when you met her at Hello, you was attracted to her physical beauty. I'm going to assume this.
True.
Once you started talking to her, you figured out she had kids. So you understood from the get-go. Let me just say this for all the men out there. I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking to David.
Okay, guys.
Let me just give you straight up game so that we're not playing ourselves here, okay? If somebody tries to get at me and he's 65 years old nigga, yes, I'm expecting the house, the car, the bags. Because other than that, why are you talking to me? You know what I'm
You a
saying?
whole savage. Cut that out, Shanae. Oh my
Saying,
game,
like,
bro.
let's
Nah,
game
bro.
recognize game.
Come on,
You're
man.
not coming off trying to
We both gonna win out this situation.
paycheck.
Okay, but
no.
Shanae,
What are you talking about?
but
We
look,
both
I got
gonna
that. But
win.
look, okay, but Shanae, on the, even to add to it, you ain't got what I got. So the thing is, you trying to come up.
I'm good, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I know you trying to come up. Because you know what? I ain't got no kids. I don't have the bills you got and stuff. So yeah, you want something from me, and I want something from you too. But I guess the thing is though, at the point of where I'm at in my life, I guess it looked good at first, but then when I started thinking about when that 53-year-old brain started kicking in, I said, okay, well shit, I'm about to be a stepfather. I'm about to be a taking care of a wife. Like do I want to do all that? And so then, you know what? I woke the hell up and said, this ain't what I want to do. Because you know what? This shit is gonna take me down a road that is gonna be. I'm going to a graduation when I'm 70-something years old, and I'm gonna have all this debt the rest of my life. So I thought about it. About it. It took me 1 month to get my head right out the damn clouds and get myself back.
Most men though that are your age, I'm saying this respectfully, most men your age that talk to somebody 2 decades younger than them understand what's coming with that, and they're prepared to pay for it accordingly. They're not looking for the person that's going to meet them halfway and we're going to build something together. If that's the case, you would be dating somebody 45, 47, 57 in your age group because you're on the same page. When you're dating somebody in their 20s and 30s, they are still trying to come up in their own life. They're still trying to get their kids through high school, through middle school, through whatever, and that's going to be inherited. So what I'm just saying is, for the gentleman that may be watching this, I'm not feeling real sympathetic. It's no different than what Portia's going through right now. Simon, if you really thinking this chick is 39 years old and she just with you because you got that bomb dick at 65, nigga, go sit down somewhere on the rocks. That's not why she's there.
Right.
But he may think he got that fire though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's really some people out here that think that they can change the way men or women think and move. Dead ass.
Yeah. Right. And let me say this, Shanae.
What up?
I honestly think Simon got his own agenda. Like he just like women have a motive, he got a motive. I just think I think it's definitely a business strategy. I mean, it makes sense. They got the platform. So, he's a businessman. I think he's thinking far ahead. So he with the new TV show she got coming and so on and so forth, and her just being popular as it is on the Real Housewives. I think he has a motive. He's like, I can continue to build this empire, because they looking real happy as I went back and did my research on that.
1 month, everybody happy a month.
They looking real happy. They look like they got a play in place.
Right. The first month I was happy the first month, and then I said, "Whoa, no, I can't. I'm not that happy."
Right.
I got a problem because we're promoting toxicity though. That's my whole.
Point it out.
I'm not talking about you, Queen. I'm talking about them and how they. You see what I'm saying? Like, how they moving? Because that shit ain't 100, man. Just like Portia got kids. Portia got kids. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that got kids, right? Who in their right mind? I got 3 daughters. You think I'm finna sit up here? My daughter, 18 years old, and some 30-year-old come pull up like, "Hey, mom, what's up?" Nah, bro, you got to die, dog. Like, what you on, bro? Go get you somebody your age, man. What's wrong with you? Just like I ain't gonna want my son to have some old, you know what I'm saying, an older woman trying to get at him. Like, bro, go sit down somewhere, man. Let that man do what he got to do.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. Like I said.
So what do y'all think? What's too old of an age gap for an older woman to a man and vice versa?
Listen, man, it got to be within 5 to 7. And I feel like that's pushing it, because what people fail to realize, man, your experiences are so different. Like, just the interactions, all people look at is the sexual part of it. But when you done having sex, you got to sit there and talk to that person and they empty, or that person want to play video games, or y'all sitting up there watching totally different shit. Like, we Like what? Like, come on, man. That shit ain't cool and sexy. Like, people want to talk, man. People want to know that you can vibe with somebody. You feel me? Like, past the physical. I done been there, done that, man. You can fuck on something. You know what I'm saying? That shit might be cool for a couple months. It might be cool for 2 years, but eventually somebody gonna wake up. Right. Whether it's the man or the woman, they're gonna be like, bro, I'm good. Like, what we doing?
Right.
What we doing?
And I agree with Josh. I mean, 5 to 7, because I did dip down in the 30s, and I never touched that again because the women that I was dealing with, they don't have nothing to offer. Like, they haven't done shit, or they still trying to get their kids through school and shit. And so, like, when we do talk, we ain't talking about retirement or traveling shit. We talking about taking kids to dropping off at baseball games and that kind of shit. I ain't already done all that. My sons have played basketball overseas. Like, I'm not doing that no more. So, like, I'm ready to do the grandfather shit. I'm not trying to do the father stuff again. I've proven I can do that. And so, and then when we sit down and talk, or even having discussions about life experiences, a person that has had, been married once or twice, that don't scare me, because I know that they know what relationships, and they know the downfalls, and what makes relationships work and not work. And so we have a lot more to talk about. We have a lot more in common than someone that, like, you find some women out here that have never been married. And I'm not saying that's not a good thing, but I guess the discussion that the women I have that have never been married, never have kids, they don't understand when my son may call and has an emergency, because they don't have kids. They don't know that when your kid call you, like, as a parent, you stop and drop everything. That's just how parents are. It's inside your brain to say, my son calls, hey, Dad, I need you. Well, I'm about to move, and I don't care if we together or not. I'm getting the heck on down the road, see what my sons need. And so if you don't have kids, you kind of say, why you always going to see when your kids, or why you always, and it's like, okay, right. See, we're not on the same page and stuff. So
it's like you were saying earlier, though. It's not just about having kids. It's about having kids that's in the same age group. And that goes to what Josh was saying, when you're kind of dating, you both in your 30s, and you both got kids that are 10, 12 years old, and you both in your 40s, and you both got teenagers or grown kids, and you in your 50s, now your kids is grown, or at least that's how it should go. You know what I'm saying? And you're building in the same thing. That's what I think goes directly what his point was. When you start talking about these huge gaps, there's going to be huge expectations that come from one side or the other. One of the people in there is going to expect something from the other person that's much bigger, whether it's, I expect a house and a car and this, because you're already here, and you like, well, she's looking at you like, well, I was in my 30s. What was you going to expect from me? I'm still trying to finish college, or I'm starting a career over. Right. Get this pussy and sit down somewhere. And then you're like, that's not really enough. And it becomes imbalanced. But we have been on here for an hour. I want to thank.
Hold on, real quick, Queen. Let me say this real quick, because I don't want to miss this, because
I was gonna give you a last opportunity. I was gonna say, Josh.
No, this shit on my. We wrapping up, and I'm gonna be done. This shit been on my spirit, because I noticed earlier how we was talking about the Portia situation. Again, no judgment. You feel me? I know this shit gonna be out there on the airwaves, but the fact is, and how multiple people on this call brought up the fact of how they're using each other to gain, right? When did we start getting in relationship to use people for gain, right? Relationship is to build, to love, to have a foundation, all of those things, companionship, all of that. Like, we're getting with people because of the look, because of the money, or because of it. Like, that doesn't mean you're not gonna build with your significant other. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like, love is not even a top priority on that list. It's like 7th, 8th, because we want the big house, we want the fancy cars, or we want the trips, but you're not thinking about the fact that what about me and you? Like, if all of this goes away, then what do we have? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like Portia to do that, you feel me? I'm not judging, man. I'm just not rolling with that. That shit is weak, man. And then to jump from a marriage and go straight into being engaged, god damn.
That's why it's a publicity stunt.
I think it's just savagery. Like, but and I'll say this though, Josh and Mom, Tina, y'all chime in, because y'all out there in these streets. What I see though is that, for me, like, I'm looking for companionship, a relationship, consistency, the same energy, goals, things like that. Like, I really, want something that looks normal. And being out here dating, when David started out the conversation, like it's 20-1. The energy that you get is no matter how bad you are, no matter how accomplished you are, no matter where you're at in your life, there's always a dude in the corner that's talking to you. But in the back of his mind, that's 20-1. It's 49-1, depending on who
And
you're talking
that
to.
don't
It's a
mean
different
nothing.
number. It's 9,000-1. Bitch, in essence saying, bitch, you're replaceable. So that brings on that energy of, okay, you know what? Since you're not gonna be like this, let me go on ahead and do it like this.
Right.
I know I'm good for dinner. You got girls that are dating for dinners. Oh, I know I'm good for a bag. I know I'm good for a trip. And then it diminishes what we're searching for, because there's always a nigga out there talking about it's 20-1.
Right.
Always.
Just like there's always a woman
That's
out there
deep.
talking about there's somebody that got a bigger bag. It can go either way. Because you know, y'all queen, listen, the queens is out here being smart too. Because at this point in their life, they like, look, if a motherfucker ain't gonna act right, then at least, you know what I'm saying, I can get something out of the situation. At least. I'm just keeping it a buck. That is how women are thinking. I've had those conversations. I've seen it. I know it. That's what it is. So regardless, everybody got motive. Everybody got whatever it is that they own.
Yeah.
Transparency, being transparent from the beginning. That's the whole theme of this thing. All this hiding stuff and telling me later and shit. Got to be transparent. If you want to be with me, then you tell me later and stuff. You took me down the road, then like that's gonna be I'm gonna be in a bad state of mind then.
Mom, you got some final words?
No, I mean, in terms of Portia and whoever else out there doing their thing, obviously I'm all for love, however you can find it. That situation seems flawed, but they'll figure that out. As for me and my house, I'm like you. I'm looking for companionship, consistency, and real love. All that other stuff, I have my house. I have decent credit. I drive a nice car. So I bring what I bring to the table, but I'm looking for a grown ass man who's ready to be, who's ready, willing, and able to hold the position. And I'm not tolerant of any bullshit and any inconsistency and any unfaithfulness, and I'm not sharing shit. So that's where I'm at with mine. And I don't put an age on it necessarily. I think a 10-year gap is fine, but it's more about how well we communicate, where we are, what are your life experiences that we can share in these conversations, because after the nut, that's what we got to worry about. What do we have after the nut?
And the older you get,
absolutely nothing.
In between. Tina, what's your final words?
Well, I want to say, Portia, that's savage. But I just think it's publicity stunt. They doing it for publicity. And like I said, in judgment, I just think it's a lack of pride, morals, and integrity. Like, you can't just let opportunity be the determining factor on how you move next. Like, I guess at my age, being in my 40s, I'm above all of that. Like, a lot, like Rhonda, like you said, a lot of stuff just doesn't matter at a certain point. You're just looking for genuinity and something that's solid. And actually, and I'm just choosing, I just want to be happy, whatever that happy is. I know it when it happens. You know, I just want to maintain happiness and be happy.
Right. Have a real companion. Yeah.
Yeah. So and sometimes in life, I just want to say with people, you can't just chase and be hung up on finding love. You have to find love within yourself. And yes, we all do want to share that, but don't get consumed with that taking up a lot of space in your happiness today. Like, you got to find oxygen and fulfillment in yourself.
In your own life.
Yeah, like, so find love within, like, love on you, and then it'll make you a better person to be able to be receptive and to give, so that's my thing. Be patient, be gentle with yourselves, and let's just take our time. Just take your time.
So
don't rush it, and don't think that it's the end all be all.
In love, Tina. She said 4 weeks we crazy in love. That's all I know. That's all I know.
She did say 4 weeks.
Let's hit on that real quick before we get off. Do I think that's possible? I think it's very possible to fall in love. When they say love at first sight, sometimes it's a synergy that when you meet a person, it's like, damn, even if you're wrong, but still some of the characteristics of that person may make it wrong, not the right connection for the long term, but there is a connection. And I think it just is genuine. And I do believe that. I'm one of those people who believe at love at first sight.
Okay.
Like, I mean, but to act on it, to play a long role on it, like, do you have to assess and check off the boxes at the beginning? Yes, you do. But what you feel out. I just think that sometimes what you feel you can't help.
What you say, Shanae?
Well, I'm gonna wrap it up like this. I'm gonna put a condom on it for y'all because I don't want you to come too quick. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up like this. First off, always respect yourself enough to understand your worth. And if somebody walks in with a husband, that ain't yours. That belongs to somebody else. Now, when they get finalized and the divorce is done and they're out of their mess and you guys decide to hook up, then do what you do. But always respect someone else's vows, not for them, respect it for your vows, because when it's your turn, karma's a bitch. Don't forget. And then second, again, what David was saying, look at the situations for what they're worth. Now, if you're going into it and you got decades between you two, analyze it for what it is and don't feel like you've been victimized or taken advantage of, because a lot of times men do look, and my mom always says this, looks for the younger girl. Why do you want the girl that looks like this? Because there's a physical attraction that made him say, I'm going to give this a try, even though it might not be worth it long term. So whatever position you're in, look at it for what it's actually worth, not because of how it actually looks on the outside. But to each his own. So I'm going to just say this, y'all go out, be honest, be transparent, be upfront. If you sit down and he says how many people you've been with, do you know anybody that answer yes? If the answer is yes, if he don't ask no names, don't volunteer nothing. But if he asks you a question, always be the one that's going to be upfront and honest, because that's going to carry your relationship longer than anything else. So I will just say y'all have a blessed day. Every Wednesday at 7. And you know what? Let me stop lying. It's just every Wednesday. Check somewhere between 5 and 9 p.m. We're just doing our own thing right now. Our time schedule ain't even locked no more. We in these streets. Between 5 and 7, we on here. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. Josh, you guys want to give your Instagrams out? Because this is live, so I ain't able to type it up on the screen. If you don't care, then we just keep pushing.
I'm at Team Butler 06.
I did get a text. I'm sorry. David is cute. What is it?
Team Butler 1906.
Team Butler 1906. Tina, what you got?
I'm Shine, spelled SHYNE by Tina. Shine by Tina on Instagram. And also, if y'all know anybody wants to sell their house as is, don't fix it up. We will. Go ahead and hit me in my DM.
Okay. All right.
Josh, what you got? Josh Powell 21.
Josh 21 Powell. Put some respect on that thing, Queen.
I was trying to get the name first. The numbers are secondary.
Nah, it's cool. I'm messing with you, but yeah, Josh 21 Powell on all platforms, man. Again, I'm grateful for the conversation. I met some good people on here. David, OG, triple OG. I'll let your boy, man.
Yeah, definitely. I will.
You can trust in me, brother. I ain't gonna never push up on nothing you done had. Nothing you done had, none of that.
Yeah. I got you on that.
Give your thing. My thing about to fall asleep soon, so you got 2 seconds.
Frost the Writer on IG.
Shanae YH. Nope, that ain't even it. Shanae Y Hall, SHANAEYH. There you go, on Instagram. I'll check y'all next week. I hope you enjoyed the show. Learned so much. Josh, all y'all keeping it real.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
All right,
that's what it's about.
Y'all be safe.
Bye, guys.
All right.